Hey guys, what's up? Stamlick7 here. Today I'm going to do a quick video on Fortnite. Gameplay in the background is going to be a duos game. I believe a duos win with my buddy Drew. And the reason I wanted to do this video is because I've been getting really, as you can tell with my videos if you've been watching them, I've been getting really frustrated with Call of Duty World War II recently. And it's just been pissing me off. And I think it's I think Fortnite does a lot of things right that game does wrong. And I think that the devs of World War II could actually learn a ton by looking at this game and seeing how it's been supported. And I genuinely think they could look at that and take some big lessons out of what Epic Games has done with this game, because Epic is basically doing a bunch of the things that I think Sledgehammer's doing wrong with World War II. Epic is doing those right, like extremely right, and it's why I love this game, and it's why, I mean, I hardly played it in November. I played the crap out of Fortnite in October, and I didn't play it that much in November because COD came out, and I got a bunch of other games and a bunch of other stuff too, so I was just like messing with that stuff. And here it is, only a month later, and I'm already coming back to this game and getting back on the grind with it, and it's a freaking free-to-play game, and I just keep finding myself coming back to it and grinding it because it's just so much fun. So I wanted this video to be kind of like the way I had it in my head, I guess, is almost like a love letter to Fortnite. I want to explain and talk about all the things that I enjoy about this game, everything that makes me love this game. And like I said, specifically, you know, with my channel, with all the World War II content, I wanna get into why I think this game is better than World War II, which is hilarious because it shouldn't be. Fortnite should not be better than a lot of these AAA titles, but it is. So enough introduction there, enough prefacing the video. Let's get into it. So, things I love about Fortnite. One is the matchmaking. So when this game mode first launched, which by the way, I'm excited for Fortnite to go completely free because apparently the co-op mode's pretty fun too. So I'm looking forward to that. I might even buy the full game because I love it that much. But anyways, so the matchmaking when this mode first came out wasn't amazing. It was pretty good. The problem with it though is that you would get put into these lobbies and there'd be like a 1 to 2 minute wait before you get into a game. But it still wasn't that bad, and the matchmaking was still pretty reliable. But once they fixed that, which was pretty quickly into October if I recall correctly, the matchmaking's been damn near perfect ever since. And World War II still has problems with matchmaking a frickin' month into its release. Halo 5 still has problems with lobbies and matchmaking and parties and crap like that. And it's been out for over 2 years. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't think many games at all. I don't know if it's these new consoles or what, because I see it happen on PlayStation as well on certain games. But yeah, like 360, I do not remember so many games having frickin' party issues and issues with being able to play with your friends, or at least having them as ridiculously as these consoles seem to have had these issues. You know, it's not just like a single. It's not World War II. It's not just World War II. There's so many games that I've played. MCC's like the worst example, the best worst example, if that makes sense. That just have had rough party systems that do not work. In this new generation of consoles. I don't know why it keeps happening, but it pisses me off. So the fact that Fortnite actually has that, the fact that Fortnite actually has a functioning party system that has not failed me once, not once, which is insane, is already like a big plus. If I was doing a review of this game, which this video isn't really a review, I'm going to try to do like a Battle Royale review type video at some point, probably further down the week, maybe Friday. I think I'm going to do some gameplays in between now and then. But yeah, if this was a review of Fortnite, let's say I had Battle Royale at like a 7, the fact that this matchmaking system works so flawlessly would have bumped it up an entire point, because it's so important this day and age that I absolutely love it, and it's one of the biggest factors that I think people take for granted of why this game is so great. I mean, think about it. Think about how much less you have to deal with playing, you know, trying to get your friends together on this game. Compared to other games, like other shooters in particular, in this new generation consoles. Just really take a moment to think about it, and you'll realize how lucky we are to have this game. Number 2, it's freaking free. I mean, it's free, and there's kind of a combo point with this, because obviously, you know, someone could just say, oh, the game's free, that's great. This is kind of a combo point. So, it's free, and it's not pay to win. which is crazy. I have hardly experienced. You'd think there'd be games that'd figure out the formula, free-to-play games that would figure out the formula by now to make a fun free-to-play game that's not pay-to-win, but I just haven't seen much of anything like that. But this game absolutely nails it. It's not pay-to-win whatsoever, and it's free to play, which is crazy. I can't believe that we finally have a great free to play game that's not pay to win. I really cannot believe it, but I'm super excited. I hope this is the future. I hope we get more free to play games like this, because it's genuinely amazing. If you didn't know, the only stuff that you pay for with microtransactions in this game, the only things, frickin' cosmetics. That's it. Just cosmetics. The pickaxes might be better, but at the same time, it's like a pickaxe. You know, that thing's not even useful anyways. Besides destroying stuff, obviously. But I'm saying, like, for killing somebody, you're not gonna kill someone with a pickaxe unless you're trolling. So it's amazing. I love the fact that it's free to play and not pay to win. I wish more companies could pull that off. I really don't think it's that hard to pull off, because Fortnite kind of made it simple. You know, they're like, all right, we made a fun game, and now we're gonna have microtransactions for our fun game. And it worked out. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that you make a fun game and you release microtransactions for cosmetics on the side, and people would actually be interested in buying that stuff because they enjoy playing your game? Who would have thought? Anyways, that's one of the biggest points for me, the fact that it's not pay to win, and it's free to play just makes this game so much better, because the free to play thing, you know, if a friend's like, oh, I don't think I have that game, I can just be like, well, download it, you retard, it's free. That's just like an amazing feeling. So, and that is what I would say, by the way. But yeah, it's just an amazing feeling, and I love the fact that I can grind this game with literally any of my friends. That's just awesome. By the way, the gameplay is going to start to heat up here in a little bit. But yeah, so that's another big point. Another point, and this is a huge point, a huge pointer on World War II especially. I love the support that this game is getting. Epic Games has been on top of their game with updates after they've released the mode. They have just been on fire with it. There's been updates. It seems like every week to 2 weeks. 2 weeks is like a maximum, which is insane for an update. Sometimes these updates literally come out a week at a time, and it's awesome. And Epic Games has just been coming out with updates, fixes, they're tuning stuff. They're always trying to make it balanced, and on top of the fact that they're trying to make it balanced, they're also adding in new cool stuff, like the jump pad is really cool. You know, when I first got back into this game, I didn't even know the jump pad was a thing, and when I figured out about it, I was like, dude, this is dope. This is really cool. And then when I got back into it, there's also stuff like, you see it on the ground there, the silenced SMG. There's stuff like the smoke grenades, stuff like that. So all those additions are just really, really cool, and I'm extremely glad that they've added all this stuff, because, and that they continue to do it, because it seems like they plan on continuing to grow the meta and continuing to add more items and stuff like that. So that's awesome. So that's just amazing. I mean, this game mode's had amazing post-release support, and I hope that Epic Games continues with it, with their hotfixes and their patches and everything, and their constant attempts to balance the game. World War II is literally, I'm gonna say it frankly, they're shitting the bed. They're shitting the bed, absolutely, when it comes to that. Whereas Epic Games is knocking it out of the water. They're doing a perfect job, and I absolutely have loved the job that they've done so far. So yeah, that was just me praising them, and like I said, that's another thing that World War II could really improve on. So another reason why I love Fortnite, how do I say this? It's got its own unique mechanic with the building mechanic. I love the building mechanic because, and the destructibility. The destructibility goes hand in hand with it. I love it because I think it makes this game what it is. Without the building mechanic and without the destructibility, this game would not be nearly as fun and nearly as interesting as it is. But with those mechanics added, it's just a whole new thing that makes it way more fun. It makes the combat way more interesting. There's so many different tactics, so many strategies that you can use to approach fights. I absolutely love it, because it's they basically, you know how first-person shooters have been trying to like mix it up with stuff like the advanced movement and stuff like that. They basically pulled off something like that without doing anything to the movement itself. they just added this building mechanic, and it adds that new level of gameplay without screwing with the movement at all. And I absolutely love that because there's so much you can do with it, and even the jump pad, if you want to throw it in there, there's just so much you can do with it, and it's really, really fun. I gotta say, the building is fun. When you get good at building, it adds a whole new layer to the game, and you can see it, especially when you get in like the last 15 to 20 people. There's so much building going on in strategic situations, whether it's like setting up a fort, whether it's what I was doing earlier in this video, trying to block shots to survive. There's just so many ways that you can use building to your advantage and even to your disadvantage, and it's awesome. I absolutely love it. But I wanted to move on to some other points. Another thing I love is, surprisingly, it's not perfect quite yet, but I actually like the gun balance. I like how every gun, except for the SMGs, I would say the SMGs are the weak point of the gun balance. Yeah, I would definitely say so. I think the SMGs are the least useful out of any of the guns in the game, other than the SMGs, and the SMGs as a whole. I don't think there's an SMG that's good. They're pretty much all bad in my opinion. So I'd say the SMGs as a whole needs some work, definitely, because right now it feels like the SMGs just don't have a role, because close range they're outclassed by shotguns, medium range they're outclassed by ARs. Obviously they're going to be outclassed at long range. And short range, I would even add pistols into that. They're not only at short range are they outclassed by shotguns, they're also outclassed by pistols. So SMGs need some work to figure out a way to actually make them fit into the game. So even in my love letter, I thought I'd mention a little con, but like I said, besides the SMGs, the gun balance I think is very good in this game. I think that all the guns have like their uses. One thing I would like to see worked on though is the RNG spread system that the guns have, especially like the ARs and stuff like that. I would like to see some work on that, because that can be very frustrating at times, and sometimes the more that I've gotten used to it, the more I realize that if you're the more skilled person, you will win majority of the time. But it's only like 9 to 8 times out of 10, which is not good enough. It should be 10 times out of 10. If you have the better shot, you should win. So I do think they could use some work with that. I definitely do think that the bloom and the spread could use some work. But like I said, besides that and besides the SMGs, I think that the gunplay is very, very solid. And with a little bit of work, I think it's better than, I keep comparing it to World War II, even though I can't really compare this game to World War II. I keep doing it because, like I said, I've just been disillusioned with that game recently. So I think that this game, insanely enough, is way ahead of the curve when compared to World War II, when it shouldn't be. It absolutely should not be, but it's way ahead of the curve on that game with in regards to weapon balance, because this game I feel like is pretty damn close to having a really good feel for the weapons and a really good weapon balance. It already has a good, I would say it's really close to a great, whereas World War II is like at an okay level. And with a couple patches, it can be at a good level, and with a few more patches, it could be at a great level. But yeah, I think that's probably it here for my love letter to Fortnite. The video itself is coming to a close, and I think I've hit all the major points that I wanted to hit. Yeah, I think I have. I mean, there's really not. I mean, there's definitely other stuff, but I think I hit like all the things that are like, oh my god, this is why I love the game. And obviously the game's not perfect. I will get into my thoughts for changes and stuff like that when I do my little like Fortnite State of Fortnite review or something like that. I'm planning on releasing something like that around Friday. When I do that video, I will mention more of the cons than I did in this video and mention some of the stuff that I think they could improve. But like right now, I think the game, for how early it is, I think it's at a very good point. I mean, this frickin' early access mode, this side mode of an actual game is better than World War II, and it's free to play. It's absolutely insane. Epic Games, you did a great job. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you next time.